We have made it for the third place match. It is the final day, and we have a border battle between France and Spain. I'm Justin Taylor, along with the call. Aaron Sanders is with me, excited for this final day of play. We got two games back to back. Right now, we're going to start here as we have a battle between two European teams. And boy, howdy, did they have strong starts yesterday, just couldn't finish. We'll see who can finish on top today. Aaron, I'm glad to have you with me today.
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you once again. We did this a couple of weeks ago for the men's side. Now for the women's side, I would say these two teams are shocked to be in this position right now. France came up short yesterday against Team USA after leading the game, and they were close going back to the podium in terms of either going for gold or silver, but they were short in the hands of Canada. Both of these clubs, both of these teams are looking to make it to the podium, but only one team will.
That is exactly right, and it's going to be a tough, scrappy battle, in my opinion. We've seen both of these teams play, and they've actually been in this position before. I believe they've played multiple times in the U17 World Cup, and every time it has always been competitive.
It's been pretty close, and France have been up and coming over the last few U17 tournaments, and same with Spain. Keep in mind, Justin, when it comes to France, this will be their fourth chance at trying to reach the podium in U17 play. And for Spain, the same result too, because Spain ended up in second place last year in 2014 and in 2012. France made it to the podium, winning bronze against Canada 2 years ago and placing second in 2018 and 2010. No strangers to the podium are France and Spain.
That is exactly right. They're going through the introductions of the players at this time. In just a moment, they'll have national anthems, and we'll take pause for that in just a moment. But what are some of your predictions for this game, stats-wise, for both of these teams?
I expect both of these teams being careful on their outside shot. They have some sharp shooters, especially for France. Their player, Justin Bands, has been tearing it with nearly 13 points a game, most of them coming from beyond the arc, but France could get a little bit careless from the mid-range to the long-range game, and for Spain, they also have to be careful for that too, but they are wise when it comes to shooting field goal-wise. They shoot 41.7% from the field. That's third best in the tournament, and for France, they are fifth with 39%. You have to be wise on the shots and make sure you drive it right into the rack as best as you can, and we have the anthems coming up.
And now one of my favorite traditions for the FIBA World Cups, exchanging of gifts between players as well as coaches. And now a quick glance as we are about to see the starting lineups. Before we do that, a quick shout out to all the viewers in the chat. We have over 400 viewers at this time, with more coming in as they're getting the notifications about the start of this matchup. There are your referees for this game. Ruben Woolcock, as well as Edwin Rodriguez and Cecil Gunger. Those are the officials for this matchup. Starting 5 for each team with France: Simplo, Kavaka, Risa-Shea, Lubens, and Cisse. Watch out for Risa-Shea and Cisse to really take over for France. Risa-Shea on the scoring end, Cisse on the rebounding end. It should be a really well-played game for France.
And in addition to that, JT, be careful for Justine Luban, too. She could be a sharpshooter from beyond the arc, and she's definitely proved that in the group games, and she has showed that during the tournament as we take a look at the head coach for France, Honor Giulippi.
And now the starting 5 for Team Spain. Here they are on your screen: Garcia, Sanz, Garcia, as well as Erdiane and Okeke. Big players to watch is going to be Gina Garcia, as she is quick, fast to the paint. But watch out, she's not going for the bucket every time. She can find those assist numbers, and she can kick it to Okeke as well, who dominates on the interior.
That's right. Gina Garcia is the second in the World Cup in assists per game with nearly 6. And Okeke, she scored 28 points versus Australia a few days ago. That's the third most points scored in the U17 Women's World Cup, JT. 11th in points per game and 6th in rebounds, averaging a near double-double of 15 and 8.3 respectively.
Another player to watch out for that's going to come off the bench for Spain, Adriana Diaz. She is inside and outside. She'll surprise you. If you're not careful, she'll go out beyond the arc, nail those three-pointers, and now you've got a 5-out offense that's tough to stop.
And keep in mind, 3 players for Spain are centers, and when it comes to Adriana Diaz, she could be a catalyst. Nearly 8 points a game and nearly 5 rebounds a game. So she could come in and she could deliver the damage, especially when a team like Spain that is third best in field goals at nearly 42% a game.
Less than 60 seconds till tip-off, going over their game plans at this time. And you and I have been excited. We've been talking a little bit as this game has been going into leading for tip-off. They had tough losses yesterday. They both had comeback losses. They weren't able to hold off their opponents. Today is going to be their real test to see who can stay on top at the end.
That's right, there's no tomorrow. And keep in mind, France had the lead for most of the game against Team USA, but they took their foot off the gas pedal and let the dynamic duo of Woolitchko and Jersey Robinson get in over their head. 32 out of 54 points for Team USA, which really burned France. And for Spain, they kept it real close with Team Canada. It could have been away. It was all determined free throw line, and when it's to Spain, if they have to rely on the free throw line, they're going to have to be very persistent and make sure they knock down all those shots. When it comes to both of these teams, Justin, they're not pretty well at the free throw line. France shooting 61%. That is the 4th last in the rankings, and for Spain shooting 53%. So if the game does come down to the line, that's where both of these teams have to buckle down and make sure they are well disciplined to make sure they could rise up in those pressure cooker situations.
And that is another great point to bring up is the fact that as we see tip-off, Okeke and Cisse facing each other for tip-off, Spain will start in possession, but fouls will make a difference in this game. Too many times near the end of both of those games, there was foul trouble for plenty of players, and they had to reserve to their bench and really rely on some of those bench players to try to hold that lead. On top of that, too many times sending the opponent to the charity stripe.
That's right, as Maria Sanz gets the opening scoring to go. Spain played with a lot of motions last night, but they made some unnecessary fouls that haunted them. They fouled Canada at the three-point line when they were behind on a scoring run, and now there they are on a quick steal and fast break opportunity.
A no-look pass behind the back attempted by Monje over to Sans. And now a big shot lands for Spain. It's for 2. Erdien expanding the lead up to 4. Now France will look to get their first bucket of the game. Bit of a slow start as they haven't scored. It's only been their second possession, and we're a minute in. We'll have to see what they can get done. To the perimeter, Richachet backing down the defender. Post move up for 2. Gets her own rebound. Kicks out to the perimeter. Deep 3 attended by France, and there it goes. A big three-pointer, and that's going to drop in for Kavaka.
And this is something we're used to seeing when it comes to France over the last 8 days, JT. Risache getting on to a slow start, but when you get that extra pass off to Gavoka, she could take care of business from beyond the arc as we have a foul. Justine Lubans with the first foul of the game as we see Garcia Monje going to the rack. She's a 40% free throw shooter.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about with sending their opponent to the line. It's not what you want to do, but also offensively, you want to be aggressive. You want to get to the basket, make them foul you, make them think, okay, they're going to have to earn it at the line. What a drive and finish. Sarah Cisse, and one opportunity of her own.
And you mentioned it right before tip-off. You have to be careful with Sarah Cisse. She's part of that 1-2 punch for France, averaging 11.3 points per game. She could hold her own, especially in the mid-range, and we just saw it right there.
And now tie ball game after the free throw drops in. So Spain did get the early lead, but they haven't kept it for long. Garcia directing traffic, a line offensive setup, pass to the inside. Okeke hits the bottom of the rim, rebounded, going the other way, fast-paced tempo. Kavaka to the interior. Cisse spins left, goes back the other way, and it's going to be up and in for 2. Cisse already off to a great start with 5 points.
And you have to admire the fundamentals underneath the basket. Cisse faked right and finished off on the left side to get the easy 2 and a 2-point lead for France.
Yeah, it was a great move, quick with it as well, but she was hesitating, taking her time, looking for the open opportunity to take it. We have a rebound by Sans underneath the basket and up and in for 2. Spain tying the ball back up with Erdien with her 2 points. Correction, 4 points of the game.
And we have 2 of the top 10 teams in this U17 tournament in rebounds. Spain second with 55 a game. France sixth with 49.3. They're working it in at the elbow.
Missed shot and up for 2. We're going to see what the call is. It's going to be no shot. Free throws at the line for Cisse. When we take a look at the power rankings, both Volume 1 and Volume 2, Spain was at the number 5 spot both times. France, however, because of their loss to Canada, they dropped down to the number 4 spot from number 2. So this is the number 5 versus number 4 on the Volume 2 power rankings. A 3 attempted by Risache is going to be too short. Sans with the rebound, pushing the tempo slowly, actually. She'll ease up and allow Garcia to take the lead. Drive against Cisse. Pass to the corner. 3, no good. Rebounded and going the other way. A offhand pass of sorts. It was a bit awkward, but she got it to her intended recipient. Crossover, fumbles the ball, thought about taking a shot from that corner. 8 seconds on the shot clock. We'll kick it up top. Drive to the basket. Simplo up for 2, no good. Sans with the rebound.
And a good head-up play from Moreno Ferreira on the defensive end to get the ball back for Spain.
Kick to the corner. Tries to drive opposite of the baseline. Out for 3. Not able to splash it away. Sans drives to the basket, up for 2, misses the shot. Offensive rebound by Moreno. Doesn't go. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Front of the rim, no good. Risache with the rebound. She'll pass off to Simplo to start the offense on this possession. 8-8 is our score as we approach halfway through the first.
France did a good job tightening up underneath of the basket on the defensive end. Nice pass.
Yeah, great quick pass early in the possession to Cisse for her 7th point of this first quarter. In the paint, up for 2. A foul is going to be called on the shot. And now Inez Monje will go to the line.
One of the tougher players for Spain is Garcia Monje, the power forward who averages 9.2 points per game. And Spain's doing an exceptional job of meeting France at the bucket as we see her go to the free throw line. And again, Justin, it's interesting how the power rankings play a huge role. France dropping 2 spots after that group game against Canada's first free throw goes down. That was a revenge game for Canada because remember, 2 years ago in this same tournament, they met for bronze. And France topped Canada 84-82, so they definitely had that game marked in their calendar, and they got the job done.
Monje gets it done at the charity stripe. 2 free throws to tie it up at 10 apiece. Substitutions coming in for Spain. A quick look at the chat as we have an opportunity for all of you to provide support to FIBA's broadcasting. You can provide a $2 super chat. Just click the button in the lower right corner next to the heart. Has a $sign on it in a square. You can click on that, do a super chat, and if you do that, you'll be entered into a chance to win a molten basketball. Working the ball at the top, looking for some space to work. Thought about passing to the inside. Instead, Ricochet will receive it. Drives to the free throw line. Up for 2 off the spin. And that's going to be the first bucket for Ricochet of the game.
Nice perimeter defense from Spain, but better execution from Ricochet. She gets her first 2 points of the game. She's known for starting slow in the U17 Women's World Cup, but she could heat up around the halfway point of this quarter.
Now, one of the things that I love about this World Cup event, U17 as well as U19, which happens on the opposite years, is that we see these opportunities for these players to develop their skills and also showcase their talent to scouts. And it's a good representation of what the trophy is designed around.
That's right. This isn't a one and done for these players. We could see if you play, they could play for as young as 14 and be a part of 2 U17 tournaments as we have a foul on the floor in a quick timeout. We'll get to the definition and description of the trophies in a moment as there's a timeout called by France. But good action so far as both of these clubs have some great perimeter defense.
Quand il y a un pic, il a annoncé, celle du bas, là où il y a 2 personnes, elle est safety. Vous le voulez ou pas? C'est votre choix. Offensivement, faire des ballons, ce qu'on donne des cibles à 40 km. On a du mal à impacter. Allez! On remet du réseau, la com, les duels, les fondamentaux et du rebond.
If you're enjoying the broadcast, make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe. Click the bell to be notified anytime FIBA goes live with any of its thousands of free broadcasts each year. Free throw is good for Marino at the line. She'll have another shot here to tie it up. Also, another opportunity, Aaron, is the ability to join the FIBA U17 membership program.
That's right. For just 99 cents a month, you could partake in that along with some outstanding features as we have a travel and we'll give the ball back to Spain with 4:05 to go. One of my favorite features, and I cannot stress this enough, the exclusive Q&A session with FIBA experts on top with custom badges and avatars and premium access to exclusive video content too, JT. So 99 cents a month. It doesn't get any better than that, and you'll be able to watch some key tournaments just like this one or the Eurobasket and beyond.
Yeah, I agree. And the other amazing feature, no matter what tier you choose, you'll have access to a members-only Discord. So you can interact with all of the other fans of FIBA and international basketball as well.
That's right, just 99 cents a month. Chloe Rousselier checking back in. She hasn't scored much in the U17 World Cup, but she works tremendously off the ball, Justin.
Another player that I've seen sub into the lineup is Claire Dahlstrup. She does an amazing job on the pick and roll work and on the interior. Mid-range shot's going to be no good for Risa Shea. She'll go to line for two to give France an extended lead. Currently, they only lead by one, and that's thanks to a missed free throw at the other end.
A closer look at Risa Shea, JT. She won the U16 Women's European MVP last year and was one of the highlighted players coming into this World Cup as she knocks down the first free throw, averaging 10.2 points per game, 57% from the free throw line. She knocks down both.
Yeah, and another thing to note was that she was listed as the #1 prospect for this tournament. Now, she did have a slow start in this World Cup, but really was able to shine her light once we got into bracket play.
And that's right, and she has that depth too, so she could square up right in the mid-range. She can attack. She could be like Claire Dahlstrup sometimes, working off a fine pick and roll as France gets another opportunity side out. But Risa Shea and Lubans have been one of the few players for France that has impressed me in the last 8 days of action.
Roller on. Tries to split the defender, draws the foul. There's not going to be a shot as it was on the floor. It's not over the limit just yet for Spain, but France at this point, they have to be careful with their fouls as they are right at that line.
Over the limit with no more fouls to go. 3-point game.
Screen left, goes to the inside. A bit of a pick and roll is going to be stolen away. Fast break opportunity to the corner, up to the wing. Three attempt is too strong, rebounded by France. And that's something we did see a lot of yesterday, which surprised me. A lot of threes attempted by Spain.
And it's not the perfect time to go for the go-ahead three, especially when you have the green light. Broly Rome.
Fighting for that ball, and they're going to call jump ball on the floor. And possession arrow is going to keep it at that end of the floor.
You mentioned earlier the key thing is to be wise on your shot choices, because there were plenty of times where Spain could have prevailed over Canada and they would have been in the first place game, but they chucked up so many long shots it hurt them in the end. Both of these clubs in the top 5 in field goal percentage.
Missed free throw, pushing the tempo. France leading by 3. Mishandled, almost a chance for a fast break. Still a chance if they can get possession of the ball. 3-on-2 offense for France. On the left side, Bentumi will hand off to Kavaka. Mid-range shot for France. Drops in from the elbow. Excuse me. But another two-pointer leads to a 5-point lead for the French team. Spain looking to respond. A steal attempt to the corner. 3 attempted. 3 is good.
So Spain finally gets a shot from the outside to work in their favor, and that's because of great ball movement. They were able to space France's trap defense wide out, and there they went with the 3-pointer. France now up by 2.
drive into the middle, open paint, going to be tipped away from behind. What active hands there from Cargill.
And we see Gina Garcia checking back in. But looking back at the last possession, JT Kovica doing a good job with that wide crossover dribble, trying to make her defender hesitate. She did that, but the problem was 50 hands like that, that's going to be some trouble. Rebound France.
Missed shot by Trinavisa. Now a second opportunity on offense. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Tried to spin, ball tipped away a little bit. Able to keep the possession. Step back three is off the mark as we see a rebound by Adriana Diaz. At the block. Pass is going to be tipped out of bounds. Last touch by France.
Well, France is doing a good job limiting Sarah Okeke. In just 4 minutes of action, she's been limited to no points, no rebounds. She hasn't had a good look so far as we approach the final minute of the first.
50 seconds remaining. Goes up for a post move. Trinavisa able to get the defensive stop. Three attempt is off the mark for France. Pass out. Three attempted. Three is going to be no good. Fast break opportunity to the paint. Kick out. Garcia will kick again. Diaz tries to split the defenders. Mid-range shot from the free throw line. No good. So back and forth they go with some misses on the shots. Shot clock is going to be dead. 2-point ball game. France with a chance to extend their lead before the end of the quarter. Screen left, instead going to pass off. Roller on, drives, up for two, and good. And that's just before the clock expires. We have a score of 14-18. What an impressive game we have so far, especially defensively.
Yeah, that's right. Well, first off, France doing a good job limiting Spain's top player in Sarah Okeke. No points, no rebounds at the moment. And Spain on the other end forcing France to shoot from the outside, where that has been their Achilles heel.
Both teams are struggling from beyond the arc. They both have made one three-pointer. Spain 1 for 4 from beyond the arc, while France is 1 for 5. That's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with second quarter action after this short break. Courtside 1891 is the best place to see stream schedules and scores as well. Scan the QR code or you can get it from your app store. It's an amazing app to check out. Also, take the time on the FIBA YouTube. Click the join button to find out more about becoming a FIBA YouTube member. And Aaron, there's some great benefits. And I believe we have a new subscription to the program.
That's right. You could beat Tony Craig, who just joined the premium membership. Welcome aboard, Tony, along with the custom badges, avatars, and more. 99 cents a month, the premium membership. Second quarter, 4 seconds of the shot clock.
Shot is going to be well defended, blocked. by Turnabiza. She has had a great time thus far defensively with 2 blocks already.
Well, and again, Spain trying to go to Okeke, but too many bodies on her. They limit her to no buckets and no points. Jumper off the mark.
Garcia will bring up the possession to the left side, jab step to the interior. The ball's going to be tipped away, keeping it out of the hands of Okeke. She has yet to score in this game, only 2 shot attempts, and that's going to be key for France. They have to stop her, but they also have to watch for the other threats on the floor. Diaz is one of them. She's going to the bench for a little while, and that's all you can really do is try to focus on the threats that Spain has. Excuse me. Yes, that Spain has, and keep this lead.
Among the players from Spain, they are top in either points, rebounds, and assists. And Okeke with 15 a game. To stop her will be a big test as Cisse is trying to back her down.
An offensive rebound gives a second chance. A big 3 attempt splashed away. And Sanz is another player you have to watch for. She hit multiple threes in yesterday's game. On the exterior.
The 8-point-a-game player able to tee it up from downtown. And yes, Spain is second best rebounds at 55.3 as a triple from downtown from Bulliron makes it another lead for Spain, for France rather, 20-17. Both these clubs have to be careful where they take their shots, and they have to close down on boards.
Currently on the floor for each team offensively right now for Spain, Garcia, Jurado, Sanz, Monhet, and Okeke. Defensively for France, Rousselier, Rolleron, Richache, Otto, and Cisse. In the interior, post move off the glass and good. No shot. And I believe it's a 24-second violation. That is unfortunate. That would have been her first bucket. Would have been a great way to spark the offense for Spain.
But once again, France double teaming Okeke at the right moment. She was into the paint. She had nowhere else to go. She tried to chuck up a shot, but she wasn't aware of the shot clock.
Looks like we're going to have a quick substitution into the game. Erdian subs in for Girardo.
Well, the starters coming back in, but both of these teams have to consider their shot choices. France shooting only 38%, Spain shooting 30%. Cisse.
Garcia calling the play as they set up and run it. Erdian on the left wing to the inside. Okeke up top, 3, Sanz for 3, splashes another one. Like I said, watch out for her. That's going to be her 8th point of the game, 2 3-pointers.
And Sanz was able to get that easy shot off because Spain did too much of trying to cluster and double team Okeke. That left enough rooms for Sanz, and she knocked it down to tie the game up at 20.
We have a short timeout. We're going to take a short break as we get a listen in to Team France.
Pourquoi on lâche des trappes comme ça? En jouant mal, on est au coude à coude. Est-ce que c'est possible de se mettre la tête à l'endroit? Sarah, t'es figé au milieu. Si t'as pas de solution, grenade! Eh ouais, mais t'es là, tu prends le ballon, tu bouges plus pendant 3 secondes. Grenade! Hop, on enchaîne, on a des principes, on met du mouvement, on est tous figés.
returning to play, and we are tied up with 6:50 remaining in the first half. And the player to watch is Sans. You got to give credit to Okeke for the assist, as she's been double teamed down in the paint. France trying to stop her, but Sans has 8 points here. It's been a great start for her, and now a tie ball game. Shot is going to be off the mark, rebounded by Cisse. That is going to be her second rebound of the game, but watch for her to really do some work on the boards.
Already had 7 points.
To the corner, 3 attempts. Hits just short, but gets a friendly bounce into the hands of a French player. Screen left, goes around it. Defender works their way through it very well. Garcia defending. Screen left. 3 attempt, off the glass, no good. Another chance for France. Second rebound for a third opportunity. 6-second shot clock to the corner. Ricochet, 3, too strong, doesn't hit rim. And Garcia will bring the ball on the floor. To the interior, Okeke, post move, up for 2, misses the shot. A foul is going to be called, and it's going to be against France.
Garcia Monhi will go to line. Okeke using too much of her power to try to put that shot in, as we see Manon Simplo check in for Broleron for France. But that is not a foul you need to take if you are France, especially when you're about to go on a fast break and you were able to close out really well.
To the corner, had to save it, but it's going to go out of bounds. An unfortunate play. Spain wants to get the lead here. They really want to take this lead now and try to run for it, but you can't do that with making bad passes.
They're going to have to work for it because they had an extra possession, but they threw that away.
Missed shot for France. Now it's just going to be whoever can score first gets the lead. Moving the ball around the perimeter on a cross pass into the corner. Offensive rebound miss after the missed 3. Cargill. She'll take lead on the offense. Give and go. Drive, step back, mid-range. Good at the buzzer. Number 10, Ines Monge.
So it seems like Spain, when it comes to set plays, they get a high-quality shot off. When the clock's winding down, they could rush it, and no matter what, they could still get a deuce down. They are up by 2.
Just a little over 4 minutes, and there we see second chance opportunities have been there for Spain. They've made 7 points off of second chances. Mid-range shot by Ricochet from the elbow is good. Tied back up at 22.
And that's what Ricochet needs to do. No need to go to the corner or retreat to the top for a long shot. Just work your way around the elbow and just put it up and in.
From the elbow, tried to pass to the inside. Well defended, tipped away by Cisse. Open from the break in the left side. Knocks away a 3. This time, Erdine hits it. She has 7 points on the game.
And that was another example of how Spain could get a set play going. And when you have Erdine wide open, she got opportunities in her own hands. Spain back up.
In the paint, fading 2, hits the front of the rim, didn't have enough oomph behind it. Taking a look at the three-pointers for Spain, they've really stepped it up a little bit. They've hit 3 three-pointers since we last discussed about it, and they started out 1 for 6 from beyond the arc, and now 4 for 11.
And Spain trying to bounce back on those threes as we have an unsportsmanlike foul. That's going to lead into free throws. But Spain, the reason why they've been able to get those threes down the last little while, JT, is because they're getting those extra passes. They're not thinking about the paint or the elbow as often. They know France is going to have a mobile defense. They're going to try to spread the floor out, but with quick passes like what Spain's been doing right now, they're going to get the open shot off more speed. Again, a sportsman foul with under 3 minutes to go. That free throw goes down for Garcia Monhi. And if I'm France right now, I have to be very careful how I play them. You have to go back to a man-to-man instead of trying to double team most of the time.
Substitution in for Spain, and just before the free throw went up, Otto subbed out. She's the one who committed the unsportsmanlike foul, and Bentumi came in for her. Second free throw missed, so 1 for 2 at the line for the initial free throws. Simplo called for her first foul of the game, a 4-point lead for Spain. And I believe this is their largest lead of the game thus far.
You are correct.
Trying to get it inside. They're going to be stolen away. Ricochet. Hands off. A well-placed screen by Debansa doesn't result in anything for France. They're going to turn it over, and that turnover by Kavika.
Now both teams shooting 32.1%, but it's Spain with the advantage.
Great ball movement on the fast break from the inbound. France has to get back on defense if they push that tempo so quickly. You can't give up easy buckets like that.
And so far, it's Sands taking care of business outside. Okay, inside. Turnover.
Trying to get up, and a foul is called. I was worried that for a second there was going to be a travel because she rolled herself up before passing, but a foul was called. And this was, I believe, a foul committed by Ricochet, waiting for the call to appear, and it was by Ricochet. France is right at the limit. They can't give any more fouls. It'll send Spain to the line. Spain will inbound. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Cargill able to get it away. A three attempted, side of the rim, no good. Still fighting for a rebound, picked up by Rolleron. So with that foul, it's the second foul committed in the quarter by Spain. It'll be France ball. So far, it's been an interesting third-place matchup here between these two teams. They are neighboring countries, but now they're facing off here in Mexico.
Yeah, that's right, and it's a contrast of two different stories. France not finding their way to the bottom of the bucket, but Spain getting some key passes underneath. They didn't need to go outside, but they're working with the mid-range and the long range as France turns it over. It's another opportunity for Spain, and France with some unnecessary turnovers with 90 seconds to go in the first half. That is France's 9th turnover.
Yeah, what I love thus far, though, is that they're forcing these turnovers not by fouling. As I said, that was I believe it was the second foul of the quarter. Maybe it was just the first, but they have limited their fouls here in the second quarter, and we have 1:10 left.
Well, it's all about pressure when it comes to the third-place game. Only one team could make it to the podium, and so far, Spain is playing like they wanted more. They were having difficulty shooting along with France, but they were able to find some open looks and to shut down France defensively.
Ball knocked loose. It's going to stay with France.
but another example of just some strong defensive presence as Alvarez was able to just apply that pressure and force the ball to go out of bounds, but she was the last to touch it. Risa Shea, hands off, roller on, drives sideline, not able to find the space, screen by Debanza, doesn't lead to any big plays. Ball to the inside to Debanza, she has space to get to the bucket, and good for two. Now a 4-point ball game as we are under 45 seconds.
And France need to rely on Claire Douwstra for the final few seconds here in the second quarter. Try to bring some depth and some energy into France, and especially underneath the rack.
Handoff just above the elbow, lays up. It's going to be blocked, going the other way for France, trying to cut into this lead. Maybe have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Drive, thought about kicking out. She'll draw a foul. Not over the limit, so no free throws for France here.
But guess who started that fast break play? It was Claire Douwstra, for which I mentioned if they want to go into their respective dressing rooms at the half in a good mood, they have to rely on Douwstra more. She got the 2 points, and on the other end, she got the block.
Roller on. They have a new shot clock, a difference of about half a second between game and shot clock. Looking for last shot. Will take the three. It's just short. Ball dribbling towards out of bounds. A last second shot. Circles around a little bit and misses. It's still going to be a 4-point game when we get back after the halftime break. Before we dive into that, I want to take a look at some of the top players at halftime. Starting with Spain, Miria Sanz with 8 points. She also has 5 rebounds, doing a great job. She is on pace for a double-double. Would love to see that from her. Inez Monge with 7 points, 2 for 4 from the field, 3 for 5 from the charity stripe. Urdine with 7 points as well as 4 rebounds. The player that's struggling, which is usually a top player for Spain, is Sarah Okeke. She only has 2 points, 1 for 6 from the field. France has really been applying that pressure on her. On the other side for Team France, top players, Sarah Cisse with 7 points, 3 for 5 from the field with 4 rebounds. And Risa Shea with 6 points. She has not been doing as well, but she's 2 for 8, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. She has 6 rebounds, so she's picking up the slack in other places. It's interesting taking a look at these numbers as no one player is really taking over this game. It's a shared workload amongst both teams.
And usually when it comes to basketball, it's a game of runs. And we're seeing that from players like for France, for example, Sarah Cisse stepping into her element. Claire Douwstra taking care of business in the front court in the last few minutes. And for Spain, Mireia Sanz taking care of business. 6 of her 8 points were from downtown as she was able to spur Spain into the lead. So it's going to be interesting to see if there's going to be some sort of consistency out of players heading into this half. Key for Spain is they have to get Okeke more involved, and she has to go right to the basket, harm, foul or not, have to go to the line and deliver some points because France's front court has been dominating her in the first 20.
Well, a score of 28-24. Spain is leading, but that could change very quickly once we get back into the second half. Stick around for more action. I'm Justin Taylor with Aaron Sanders. Take a look at the join button on the FIBA YouTube page and find out more about signing up for a FIBA YouTube membership. Plenty of benefits available. Also like, subscribe, click the bell to be notified anytime FIBA goes live with any of its thousands of broadcasts. We'll be back after this short break.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they'd do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Time is their friend. Peachman nearly turns the ball over. She slips and is still fans. Easy layup. See her picked her pocket a couple of times. You know, she could have easily got her head down. Yeah, she can. Spain answer this 5-0 run. Oh, it's a steal. Makia on her own takes a step. She's giving Garcia a taste of her own medicine.
She did that to her twice this game for her to pick her pocket.
Robertson has the one-on-one matchup. Swings the ball into the corner. Nice drive. Good block. Outside. Says not today. Okay, here comes Garcia. 2 steps. Misses. Now Canada in transition. Bodies running and a big block. And they steal it. The ball's still in. They steal it back. Canada. Wheeler gets the ball to Robinson. Drive right. Spins. Beautiful. Good defense. And one. Finishes at the rim with the contact.
I love it. The energy and the fire that she's bringing to this game. She spins, goes up and shoots, and it bounces in. Look at her on that floor, just excited.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Welcome back to the third place game of the 2024 FIBA U17 Women's World Cup as Spain holds on to a 28-24 lead over France. Along with Justin
Taylor, Aaron Sanders on the call. Coming up next after this game will be the first place game between two other border neighbors in Canada and the USA. But so far, GT, when it comes to these neighbors of the border, it's been pretty close so far. France being led by Sarah Cisse down low with 7 points and rebounds and change. But Erdine also has 7, but Spain is being led by Maria Sanz with 8 points. It's been a pretty close game for these two teams so far.
Yeah, it definitely has been close. They've been going back and forth, multiple ties for the game. But interesting enough, with as many ties as there were, only 2 lead changes still at this point. France is leading with time of lead with 8 minutes, 31 seconds.
And there were a lot of times during the first half where both of these clubs did not get a shot going. Mostly they would rely on the outside shot instead of going inside like what Okeke has been trying to do as she misses it. And that's been the key thing for France, to limit Sarah Okeke, and they have done an exceptional job of that so far, limiting her to 2 points and a board and assists. Just underway here in the second half. 3-ball from Broly Rome. That rattles in and out. Rebound Cisse. Spins around. Gets Sanz off the dribble. 8 on the 24. Cisse asking for the ball. She got it, and she fed it underneath to Roussellier, who hit it too hard off the glass.
France has just been moving the ball very quickly around the floor, and they've been finding the openings just because they force the defense to move.
The steal by Cisse. Risache from the key. That doesn't go. And Spain has been countering by getting those rebounds too. They have a total of 25. France a total of 23, a +2. Again, for those of you tuning in, this is the third place game. Spain and France, 5 on the 24. 3-ball doesn't go down. Rebound underneath. Garcia Monge. Dribble drive. Erdine. And she gets it up and in.
Erdine has just been a staple for Team Spain throughout this World Cup. She's not been a scoring leader. She hasn't been a stat leader in any way, but she has been an amazing role player coming in clutch during key moments.
And she has been stepping it up here in this third place game. A total of 9 points for Erdine, along with 4 boards. It is a 6-point Spain lead. Nice layup up and under, but it doesn't go down. Risache on the rebound. There is a whistle. So Gina Garcia missed the layup. And we'll see what happens here, but nonetheless, France will get possession with 7:38 to go. While we have this quick delay, we want to thank each and every you for tuning in. Give us a like, comment, and subscribe to the FIBA YouTube page along with the other social media outlets. That includes Next Gen Hoops, that showcases the future of international basketball today. And when it comes to these ladies, JT, they have stepped it up in this U17 World Cup. And one of the players that we kept an eye on this whole tournament was Ayano Risache. And we'll see if she will get a shot going here in the second half. Hard layup off the mark. Rebound underneath. Erdine.
Both teams have been really going at each other defensively, and that's the key moment. One of the things that we've seen repeatedly from France, a perfect example there, is defending against Okeke. If they can keep her out of the game, they believe that they can have success. And right now, they are trailing by 6. Earlier on, they were leading, and that was one of their key roles. But once you take her out of the equation, there's other players you have to worry about. One of those is Sanz. Maria Sanz, who now has 8 points in the game. She hit 2 3-pointers earlier on.
That was all because they were able to space the ball out. Justine Luban's heading to the bench with her third foul. Usually a shooter that could heat up from beyond the arc, but she has been limited to her performance too. A player that averages 12.7. The other end of the floor, Okeke asking for the ball. She got it. Backing down her defender. Bounces it off the glass and out. Rebound underneath Bentumi. 3 minutes, 30 seconds gone by here in quarter number 3. A quick steal, and unable to control the ball was Erdine. So Erdine not giving up on the play off of the turnover, and that's where Spain can be pesky. Now they play with a lot of emotion, JT, but most of the time that emotion could burn them, and that's what happened last night with the unnecessary fouls, which caused them to lose to Canada.
Yeah, I agree. Too many unnecessary fouls. Too many times that they just were too aggressive defensively. But that was a good thing, being aggressive offensively for the opposite team. They were able to get to the basket, and that's why those two teams made it to the finals, United States and Canada. Still, an opportunity here to try to place and earn a medal.
Both of these teams have reached the podium 4 times in the history of the U17 Women's World Cup. Who will take bronze? Jumper off the mark for Okeke. And it will go back to France. Incidentally, speaking of France, they won bronze against Canada 2 years ago, 84-82, and then they placed second in 2018 and in 2010. For Spain, they ended up as the runners-up against Team USA in the first place game last year, along with 2014 and 2012. Their worst placement was 8th, and that was back in the inaugural U17 World Cup. 5:40 to go here in the third quarter. France with the lone team foul, as they're trying to bounce back by being down by 6. Shot from the side. Mark, and here comes. They slow the tempo down, and now here's Garcia Monge on the feed underneath to Sans. And Sans heating up for Spain as she now has 10. Those backdoor passes have been helping out Spain over the last little while, as that adds up to 13 assists for them. France with 5. 3 on the 24. Outside Broliron makes the wish and can't knock that down. Second chance for France as Bentumi tried to go for the rebound, but there was a whistle. Again, the rebounds could be crucial down the stretch, JT. We're looking at the top teams in rebounds as we have a timeout on the floor. Halfway into the third quarter, Spain up by 8.
Le rebondeur, le remorque, il est déserté, on n'y va même plus. Tu peux tout massacrer au remorque, tu n'y vas même plus. On gêne le ballon pendant des heures et des heures. Je ne sais pas pourquoi. On est là, tu gardes le ballon pendant 3 plombes, il ne se passe rien, ça fait le jeu des Espagnols, ils n'attendent que ça. Ils sont pas bonnes dans la défense du jeu mouvement, et nous, on leur donne du jeu arrêté, en permanence. Et malgré ça, on n'est qu'à moins 8. On est comme des merdes. Alors est-ce qu'on peut juste passer le step? Hop.
Under 5 to go here in the third quarter. Be sure to support us with a $2 super chat, and your contributions will help us deliver even better streams. So on top of that, you'll be able to enter a chance to win a Molten Game Ball. Winners are announced each day in the community tab. So there's a lot of partnerships with FIBA and Moulton, and there's another one too, JT.
Yeah, there definitely is. The Female Local Champions program that Moulton had started with FIBA, as well as other women's sports initiative with basketball. Moulton has always been a big supporter of FIBA as well as women's sports, and to see these programs available to help them inspire young women to compete at the highest level they can in basketball, it's great to see. We see these opportunities available in all different sports, but Moulton stepping up and showing their support.
And it's a fantastic cause, too, as these stars continue to rise and rise. The future of basketball is going to be very strong, and with partnerships like that, it's going to be one of the reasons. At the line now is Sarah Cisse, who splits the pair to make it 32-25. And early on into the game, France has been dishing it down low to Cisse because she has been one of the few players in the front court that's been spurring France right back into this game. They're going to have to rely on her more than ever as the three ball doesn't go down for Adriana Diaz. Second chance. Oh, doesn't go either. So Spain with an easy chance as Diaz, well, she didn't have to move anywhere. She just retreated right back to the corner to go for the three, but nothing there.
Now Spain, they've got a 7-point lead, and it's something they're going to have to hold on to. They have to keep the pressure, but what a move. A fake going on the spin to the right, back to the left, and Cisse, she's going to go to the line for free throws.
Cisse said she's going head and shoulders on that as Erdine picks up her second foul. But again, two defenders. Oh, look, out of the screen. It's like they were on skates or something, but that's how dangerous Cisse could be at the paint.
And here's the thing, you have to notate about this. She didn't go for a hard spin. All she did was fake the idea that she was giving up on the play and going to pass out, and went right to the basket.
Those head and shoulder fakes can be dangerous as Cisse gets the second free throw. France down by 5, under 4 to go in the third. France shooting 23.8% from the field. Spain shooting 29. Here's Diaz. And she misses. That's 3 straight misses for Diaz as Cisse runs up the floor.
In the FIBA chat, just taking a quick talk about what FIBA just said, mentioning that we're your hosts. I'm Justin Taylor, Aaron Sanders on the call. You can request a shout out from us. We are watching the chat. Also, let us know where you're watching from. My favorite thing for all of you to do, post a flag emoji of the team you're supporting. Doesn't have to be one of these two. You could be waiting for the next matchup for Canada versus USA. Just go ahead and show your support in the chat.
And I've seen a handful of viewers around the world tuning in, even if it wasn't their team playing or if they already played. So the global game keeps on growing, and this lead keeps on being cut away as Chloe Rosellier gets her first field goal to cut this back to a one-possession game. Spain calling a timeout, and now France getting on a run of their own. They have scored a total of 5 points unanswered. Now looking to take the tempo right back. We'll be right back. Here's a listen to the Spain's huddle. A plethora of substitutions made. We're under the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. Spain with the lead, but France have scored 5 unanswered points to get themselves back into the ball game. This is the third place game in the U17 Women's World Cup, as that runner is an air ball. From the last timeout, a plethora of changes as we see Marino Ferreira checking in for Spain, along with Xenia Salzman, Maria Sanz, and for France, Ayana Rissache in for Chloe Rousselier, who scored the last layup before the Spain timeout. Under 4 to go. As they kick it out to the elbow. And we have an offensive foul.
Just taking a second to redirect real quick. Hartley Westgate and Victor Polo, those are 2 FIBA YouTube members. They've signed up by clicking the join button, and they are in the chat. Hartley watching from Canada.
My neck of the woods, no doubt about it. Thank you for tuning in. I have a feeling they're waiting the first place game between Canada and the USA. Nice move from Cisse as she goes underneath, but can't get the reverse. The third quarter alone, it has been frozen scoring. France with 5, Spain with 4. We come up with about 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The jump hook from Salzman doesn't go as Marino Ferreira hits the ground.
Now we see some more support in the chat. This time, it's going to be Siparav showing support with French flags.
And France looking for back-to-back bronze in the U17 World Cup. Running shot doesn't go. Quick rebound underneath from Salzman, and she is pulling. And this opens up the door for France. A 3 can tie it up, but even if they go for a 2-ball record, Justin, that's still going to help them out. They have scored 5 unanswered points, and now they are looking to get back in this game. There's only been 2 lead changes in this contest. Risa Shea to Pavaka. 2 on the clock. They were looking for Cisse, but she got smothered on the breakaway. Layup no good for Suns. And there is a foul. Minute 31 to go. So we see France trying to get back into this ball game, but they were not aware of the shot clock. And then on the other end, Maria Sanz drawing the foul, and that was based on Salzman getting the steal.
When we take a look at when we take a look at how these teams have done and comparing it to where we're at now in this game, this may be the lowest scoring for each team. Comparably, for France, the least amount of points they've scored in a game, 52, and they could be well under that with the pace that they're on now, with only 11.5 remaining in the entire game. As for Canada, their lowest scoring game was against Japan, as they scored 67 in that win.
Definitely close, there's no doubt about that. 7 to shoot, and another whistle forces the turnover for France as Kavoka turns it over. And we really see both in the blow game warming up with her outside shot. So hopefully that double dribble doesn't cost her as we approach a minute here in quarter number 3. A 3 from the wing bounces off, and the rebound by Bintoumi. France with 1 foul to give, Spain out of fouls to give. Bintoumi on the drive, stopped. Risa Shea. Nice screen from Bintoumi. Ball batted away by Garcia. we'll have a little bit of a conference from the officials with 38 7/10 to go.
Referring back
this may have to do with the shot clock.
Referring back to the chat while we have a short break, which player has impressed you the most so far? This is a question for all of you in the chat, but I believe this is a good question for us. If I can lead off on it, it's going to be Miria Sanz who's impressed me with her play. Usually a role player, but she's leading Spain in scoring with 12 points. She's 4 for 9 from the field, 2 for 4 from beyond the arc. She also has 7 snags off the board.
And she was able to get those open looks too. For France, Sarah Cisse, as she continues to do everything underneath the basket. 3 on the clock. Risache has to go. She puts it up and misses from the top. Sanz on the board. A very important fourth quarter coming up. A 5-point game. Catch and shoot 3. That's no good. And up the floor has been Toomey. Feeds it to Ciplo. Nice fake from Cisse. Darts it right over to Ben Toomey. Met by the double. 5 to shoot. It's out to Risache. A 3 at the horn. No good. And that is the end of the third quarter, where it's been low scoring for both of these teams. Spain narrowly edging France 6-5 in the third quarter. JT, it seems like the defense is stepping up for both teams, but they have to get some shots going as we approach the final 10 minutes.
It's going to be interesting to see how France responds in this game, because they've kept it real close, but the scoring has just been underwhelming. Right now we take a look at how shooting has gone. Actually, for both teams, they've both put up the same number of shots, 45 each, and Spain has hit 12 shots from the field. 11 have dropped in from France. The difference is in three-pointers. 1 3-pointer made for France, 4 of them for Spain.
We'll see what unfolds here for the fourth quarter. Spain 34, France 29. And this coverage of the third place game of the FIBA U17 Women's World Cup will continue. One quarter remaining as we welcome you back to the fourth quarter in Mexico. Spain leading France 34-29. Both of these teams did not shoot particularly well in the third quarter. 6-5 was the edge for Spain as they get a bucket from Garcia Monge, who picks up her 9th point. And Monge has been stepping it up in the third quarter too, JT, despite the low scoring.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams have had their star players really limited in this game. The only exception that I can truly see is Cisse with 10 points, and even with that, she's been limited offensively. We can see how much of a difference it is when the defense makes adjustments for these top players and really shuts them down. It is a low-scoring game, high defensive presence on both sides.
Risache, one of the other players limited. The drive-by layup goes down. And it's now 36-31. That was Emma Broleron going in for two to open up the scoring. Bullet pass underneath to Okeke. And that's another player that has been limited in scoring, but she's going to have to earn those 2 points at the line. 2 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist for Sarah Okeke. And this is a player that usually averages 15 points and 8 boards a game. Number 1 in field goal percentage at 63.5, limited to 1 of 9 shooting.
There's been a question in the chat about the United States-Canada game. That's going to be upcoming. FIBA's already answered. It's less than 2 hours away. I'm excited for that matchup. You know, me and you, if we weren't calling this neutrally, we'd be rivals right now with that finals.
Well, that's right. I'm in Canada. You're from the States.
You know
this
what?
is the first time they have met for the championship.
You know what? You and I, we can settle for dominance with Rock'em Sock'em Robots. How about it?
You know what? You got yourself a deal. I'll take it.
All right, we can let these players do a fantastic job. This World Cup has been such an amazing display of talent. This game itself has been a display of how strong defenses can appear in games, but we've seen players breaking records left and right. One of those records was by Team USA, Wilitzko, with 17 rebounds in a game. And then Jersey Robinson almost got the scoring title for Team USA twice, just short of 30 points, 29 points in the last game in the semifinals, and then 29 points in the quarterfinals as well. That old title that's still being held by Brianna Stewart with 30.
And again, I wonder what happened to Brianna Stewart. Incidentally, they also broke a record in steals in one game with 30 of them. 30 steals in the early stages of this World Cup, as France appears to be heading to the line. So a lot of records broken, and USA has been on top of that. Speaking of Team USA, as we look deeper and deeper into this, they're going for their 6th gold medal. Canada in their first ever first place game. 2 years ago, they were short of 3rd place when they lost to the team you see on your screen, France, 84-82. They were able to bounce back with a vengeance and defeat France in the final day of group action, in which set the tone for what I believe group play and the bracket. So it's 36-31, 2 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. Nice bullet pass from Gina Garcia. Out to the corner, 3-ball goes down. And that time it was Leray Erdine. 12 points for her, 8-point game.
And the interesting thing about this matchup is that there has not been a lead more than 8. That lead was by Spain. The largest that France has led is by 5. And now, just as I spoke, it's now a 10-point lead for Spain.
And it's led by Erdine and Garcia Monge. 41-31 is the score. France, they fell asleep for a second, and Spain, they were quick on the steal. So that was their 8th steal as we take a break. $1,800 people tuning in to the 3rd place game between Spain and France, and it has been a close one so far, but Spain has been pulling away with this game. They are up by 10 with 7:27 to go. the largest lead they have had, courtesy of this layup from Inez Garcia Monje. And again, there are players that are breaking out for Spain. That's been getting them one step closer to third place. Sans and Monje being the catalyst here in the second half. Risache gets the step, but misses the long two.
When we take it, apologies, I just wanted to kind of bring up a little bit more about how important these U17 and U19 World Cups have been. As we know, we just talked about Breonna Stewart, made it to the WNBA, another player that competed in U19 a few years ago in 2021, Caitlin Clark, playing for Team USA, and a couple of other players that I could remember as Han Shu. She competed in U17 for China.
That's right, and Caitlin Clark did a good job of the WNBA All-Star game last night. Another drive-by two goes down for Garcia Monje. Hey, she has 4 quick points for a total of 13.
And this is exactly what you want. You want to get that separation, helping your case to try to earn bronze.
Spain looking for their 4th medal in U17 play. And a turnover will give the ball back to them. Again, France. They are the defending bronze medalists in the World Cup after winning it 2 years ago. They've also placed 2nd in 2018 to 2010. Spain. They were runners-up to Team USA in the first place game last year and also in 2014 and 2012. Who will reach the podium? We'll find out in 6 minutes and 20 seconds time. Shot from outside off the mark, and Lubans picks up the rebound. And that's another player that has been struggling when it comes to scoring, has to hit a bucket. And the steal by Garcia Monje. Loose ball on the floor, and it's picked up. Racing the floor is Cargill, and the putback is in. Garcia Monje, she is having a quarter. $15 points. It was a 14-point game. 6 on the 24. Catch and shoot 3 goes down for Lubans as she finally gets on the board.
No time like the present to get on the board for Lubans. That may be the spark that France needs. We'll see if it leads to more scoring.
And usually that's where she gets her spots, off the hot passes and a catch and shoot. How about this one? Cargill from downtown can't tee it up. Lubans going down for the rebound. Who has it? It's going to be a tie-up, so the possession arrow will play a role. 5:06 to go. So it will be Spain ball. They will throw in. As we see Garcia heading off as Maria Sans checks in. Sans with 12 points and 8 rebounds on double-double watch, but Inez Garcia Monje already with a double-double with 15 and 10. Reverse layup underneath, no good. Rebound Ruselier. Ruselier far side, looking for Broliron, but had the ball poked from her. Gains it back. Into the 10 for 2.
Now a 9-point game as we have a score of 45-36.
Well-balanced scoring from France. The only player in double-digit scoring figures is Cisse with 10. The fake from Sans. Sans finds Garcia Monje, who misses. And it will be France ball off the jump ball. We have a player down for Spain after the tie-up. And here it is as Garcia Monje hits the floor.
If I'm understanding how that play kind of went, she may have taken it to the leg or to the back, I know they saw a knee to the back, not intentional. It looks like they're propping her up. So it's her arm. Now that I'm looking, they're looking at her right arm. She may have overextended it, may have bumped it during the play. Still want to make sure that she is 100% okay before allowing her to continue.
And she's able to get right back up. This is going to be a huge loss for Spain for the next little while because she has been clicking on all cylinders in the second half. A total of 15 points and 10 rebounds as she approaches the bench for what we hope will be not for long. As Gina Garcia is in. 45-36 your score. Spain up ahead in the third place game. Ricochet spins, fires, can't hit. And Erdine picks up the rebound, and that is her 10th. She now has the double-double. Here's a three from Sons. It's no good.
You need to take advantage of this opportunity and quickly intercepted going the other way as Salzman gets the interception. She's getting her first few minutes of the game as she's been in now for 3 minutes.
And Spain capitalizing on those errant passes from France as they work the ball deep. Garcia from downtown. Bounces everywhere but down. Justin, this is a big possession for France with 3:21 to go. They have to find some way to stop Spain from shooting from outside. They're referring to the corner shot more often, and we see Garcia Monje check back in. So they have to find a way to stop her and stop those outside shots. How do they do that?
Right now, you just have to play some strong defense. Right now, they're in a man-to-man. They need to fight over the screens, as that's how they're going to get open. It's going to be the off-ball screens. On ball is going to help them get interior, and steals like that, staying ball you man, as they teach you in basketball.
And Brawley-Ron turns it over. Another chance as Garcia Monje slows it down and sends it to Garcia. Under 3 to go in the third place game. Spain 45, France 36. Garcia, she has yet to score but has 4 boards to her name. Underneath, and Brawley-Ron pokes it away.
This is where it makes a difference. You got the stop, you got the turnover. They didn't do this on the last possession. You have to get to the basket and score.
And Heartbreak City for Dalstra as she's unable to finish. Fouls aren't a factor in this stage of the game. Both clubs doing exceptionally well in the team fouls in this quarter alone. The three off, and Dalstra with the rebound. We mentioned earlier in the game, Dalstra could be one of the X factors for France in the front court. And we have a foul on Ricochet. That is her 4th. So she is in foul trouble. One more will bring her out of the game. Also in foul trouble too, Justine Lubans, who has 3, but hasn't been active in field goals today. So now we have a timeout with 2:12 to go. We'll keep it here. We're seeing France getting a lot of opportunities. They could go for the easy layups, which they have, but the problem is they haven't been finishing strong. They could get the steals, but nothing rewarding on their fast breaks. So Spain gets the ball back off the turnover from France. That is their 17th turnover, and that has been a major problem for France. Justin Taylor, they could get started on the fast break, but they can't finish strong. And with turnovers like those, they have given up about 8 or 10 points in their last few trips down the floor.
Yeah, in the past 5, now 6 possessions for France, 5 of them have been off of turnovers that they gave up the ball and was not able to score.
Garcia Monge with 2 passes in. That shot underneath goes down, and a tough take from Erdine. Erdine and Garcia Monge have been taking care of business for Spain here in the second half. Erdine with 14 points. Broly connects from downtown to make it 47-39.
So
France remaining in it.
I was just going to say that'll stop the scoring drop by France and maybe give them the spark that they need, but it has to be quick answers, and they have to step up on defense. They need as many possessions as possible.
Pressure is on. And Kafoka on the steal. Driving through and drawing the foul. So that is Spain's last foul to give. They are over the limit in fouls. If they go to the free throw line, here's something to consider. France is 6 of 9 from the charity stripe today. Normally they shoot 60.9%. That is 4th last in this year's World Cup. So again, a lot of pressure still on France, but they have been getting some clean looks. Can they finish here with 1:28 to go? Behind the back dribble, Bentoumi, short. As Diaz picks up the rebound.
Got a little too confident in her shot off the dribble there as she made the last one. Thought she could answer with back-to-back threes. Just needed to settle and get a good shot.
With that, Broly Rowan is now 1 of 6 from three-point land. She has a total of 11 points. France comes up with the foul. That's on Richesse. And now that's going to be troublesome for France, with one of their leading players in foul trouble with 4. Driving dribble, Garcia, 3-ball. Too strong, pulled down by Diaz. And the rebounds and second chance continues for Spain as France fouls. And Diaz will head to the line. A 73% free throw shooter is Diaz. And tonight, she has 7 rebounds and 1 assist as she's looking for her first point.
We were just shy of that mark for free throws, so it will be a side inbound. I was thinking the same thing until I took a second glance.
Nonetheless, Spain has the ball, 3 to shoot. Garcia flings it over for the 3. That is off. And Richesse with the rebound. 4-second difference in the shot clock and game clock. An 8-point lead as France, they have to put a shot up. Dalstra ahead to Broly Rowan, has her 3 blocked with 8 seconds to go, and that will do it. Well, for their 4th trip to the podium, Spain takes bronze.
They answered so well to the defense from France. Earlier they were trying to shut out Okeke, and they were able to find the adjustments they needed to, find other players that really stepped up for them. And Son's one of those players that truly did step up, especially with the 3-ball.
Most of the players that stepped up for them in this 3rd place game has been from the backcourt, especially from Inez Garcia Monge. 15 points, 10 rebounds. Erdine with 14.9 boards. And Sons, who had a strong first half, ended up with 12 points total and 8 rebounds. Looking at the rebounds too, which I believe played a huge difference. 51-45 in favor of Spain, a +6. JT, it wasn't a pretty game shooting, but what matters the most is who picks up the victory, and Spain are the victors as they head to the podium for the 4th time. 2 years ago, they were celebrating at the podium as they captured third place, but not this year. They finished in fourth place as it's all smiles and jubilations for Spain. The final score in this third place game, Spain 47, France 39.
It was a great
Well, that was
matchup.
just the first game.
Yeah, this was a great matchup, and I'm hoping it's a great prelude to what we'll see in the finals as two teams will compete for gold. It's going to be Canada versus United States. I'm expecting such a great matchup there as well. This was a defensive battle, but Canada, United States, really strong offensive teams.
And when it comes to most of the stats too on paper, it doesn't get any closer to this. Most of the stats, either Canada or USA, are number 1 and number 2 respectively. We'll get to that game in less than an hour's time, but at the moment, we already have one spot taken in the podium, and Spain has it as they defeat France by 8. Their 4th time at the podium as they take bronze. An outstanding performance from Spain and France. And like I said, this is just game 1. Game 2 is the first place game between 2 more buddies from around the border. Canada and USA coming up as we take a look at the bracket. A North American battle for first place in the 2024 FIBA U17 Women's World Cup. On this part of the broadcast, sorry, JT.
No problem, Aaron. I'm just looking forward to it. It's a battle between two countries, widest open border. They have such great connections with each other, and now they're going to be duking it out, and for gold, no less.
And this is their first time going for gold against each other, so that's going to be a battle. Spain takes bronze by 8. Like we said, once again, we'll be back in about an hour's time to get you all ready to go for the first place game between the United States of America and Canada. We thank you for tuning in to this third place game between Spain and France. Thank you for tuning in around the world. For Justin Taylor, this is Aaron Sanders. More on the way from León, Mexico in an hour. This is the 2024 FIBA U17 Women's World Cup.